Hey guys, I hope everyone's having a great Monday. So we have 1 week and a day before our SPG, and I'm going to be making a video for every part of the SPG. And this one is going to be on the physical and chemical properties and changes that we've discussed in class. So I do have my review sheet up. Please do not just pause this video if you are struggling with identifying a physical versus chemical. Take the time to definitely try to work it out. All right, so I'm guessing that was the Mustang next door. All right, so first off, they want you to classify if it's a physical or chemical property. So first off, silver can conduct electricity. That's a fact. It can. Multiple things can. So that becomes a physical property. Sorry guys about the noise outside. Have my back door open. But it's not a chemical. It doesn't change to a new substance. It doesn't change any of that. So B is going to be a chemical property because when you take aluminum and you put it in hydrochloric acid, it fully dissolves and it produces a gas and it disappears completely. Now, with C, you could be like, well, Miss D, sugar dissolves in water. Yes, but does it actually change those bonds? Does it change into a new substance? So think about it. When you are boiling water and you put sugar in it, those water molecules are going to go from being a liquid to to steam to gas, and eventually you can boil it down where you can have your sugar again. So just because sugar disappeared in water does not mean that it became a new chemical property. So mercury has a density of 13.6 grams divided by milliliters. Now that is a fact. Mercury has that density, but it doesn't become a new substance just because it has a set density. And remember what we've talked about density in the past, identifying a substance based off of its density. We'll talk more about that in part 2 video. All right, so E was C. It is a chemical property. The fact that gasoline burns. Can you get back the gasoline that your car uses? No. You have to constantly fill up your car to have that gasoline to burn so the engine can go. All right, so F, water has a freezing point of 0 degrees Celsius, also 273 Kelvin, back to gas laws, which you guys should be studying right now. That's just a physical property, a description of it. Some other ones. Blueberries are blue. Color with it. So those are some things to keep in mind. All right. Number 2, they want you to be able to classify the following conditions. Is it a physical change? Is it a chemical change? Remember what we talked about in class, that if I cut a desk in half, do I make it a new substance? No, I just have 2 pieces of a desk. But if I lit that desk on fire, it burned. It burned and went from a desk to ash, and I have a new substance. That would be a chemical change. So for A, just because ice is melting and going from ice as a solid to a liquid as water doesn't mean that it's going to be a chemical change, but rather a physical change because you were just changing phases. All right, B, milk souring. Think about it. Can you reverse milk that has gone sour? No. So rotten milk needs to be put out. That's a chemical change. C, sugar disappears in water. Again, we've already talked about it. That's a physical change. All right, so D, wood rotting. That's going to be a chemical change because that wood is becoming a different substance. You can't go back and make it fresh wood again. All right, E. Whenever I cook cookies or make pancakes on a griddle, once those cookies or those pancakes are made, I can't put them back to making dough. It just can't happen. So that's going to be a chemical change. A tire is inflated with air. You're adding something to it. You're not chemically changing that tire. You're not making and becoming tire. You're just filling the tire. It's easy to deflate a tire and make it flat again. So thus, that is going to be a physical change. All right, G. Food is digested in the stomach. This is a chemical change. What the food you eat, once it goes through your digestive system, is not the same as it goes out. It cannot just become a whole apple again. So remember, new substance, change. H. Water is absorbed by a paper towel. Now, your paper towel is wet, but it's still a difference between a paper towel and water. They don't become a new substance. So that's going to be a physical property. All right, for 3, you are given the following information about a sample. So the length of the sample is 3.2 centimeters. The mass is 5.78 grams. Now the density is 0.87 grams divided by milliliters. The volume of the sample is 6.64 milliliters. It's solid and it's silver. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those are physical properties describing it. Well, actually, all of them are physical properties. But the reason we can identify what it is the fact of its density. It's a lot easier to identify something by its density than by the color silver. Take a second and think of everything silver in your life. A whole lot. But if I said 1.00 grams divided by milliliters, hopefully you're thinking water and substances that are close to that. So oil and dish soap, cornstarch, all have different densities. And so thus, they are either going to float on top or sink to the bottom. So the data that identifies the substance is going to be density. Now, what phase change of matter has? All right, so remember that when you're cold, you're shivering, you don't really want to move around, you have a very little energy in your body. And that, think of a solid. That ice is very cold. That is a solid. That solid has very low kinetic energy. But when you're talking about steam and gas and it being warm, it has a lot more energy. So thus it has a higher kinetic energy. And this is based off of solid, liquid, and solid, liquid, gas, not plasma. All right. Please let me know if you need any more descriptions about physical versus chemical properties and changes. Again, I'm going to be doing these videos in different parts so you guys can identify what you're needing to work on and focus on that. I hope you guys are doing well and don't wait till the last minute to study. See you tomorrow.